As we go into 2017, I would really like to solve the issue of the internet guru, right? Make sure my audio is right here. I can't see it. Here's what's on my mind today. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine today, and she had this great idea about solving issues for the struggling entrepreneur or the new age entrepreneur, somebody who has maybe been trying to get stuff off the ground for the entire year of 2016, and they've got this just hodgepodge collection of technical debt, business debt, literally and figuratively. One of the things that she brought up was, boy, I would really like to solve the issue of the internet guru, right? Somebody who is sort of teaching us how to make $5,000 in a weekend, how I put my $100,000 business on autopilot, all of the garbage that we're seeing come through our Facebook ad. I'm not saying that everyone who's teaching a course or doing coaching or providing some kind of membership site are totally off base or producing something that is just not worth it. I see a lot of internet marketers just doing it for the money, and it's really just a game to them. There is no longevity in this. They call themselves entrepreneurs, but they're really not. They're just somebody who is trying to make a buck and then moving on to the next target. But the idea that she brought up was, we need to teach people to do things the right way, or they shouldn't be sold on, it's going to be super easy to make this happen. And there's a few things at play with this concept, and I haven't really fleshed it out. That's why I'm doing this video today. I'm just throwing it right at the camera and seeing if this stuff sticks. There's three areas that I want to focus on. There's the technical area, there's the business area, and then there's the fundamental area. There's all of these technical issues. So we start out as creative entrepreneurs, and we want to do coaching, and we want to teach people because we've been doing it for years. And boy, this would be easy for me to just set up this membership site and get this recurring revenue that everyone talks about, or this coaching revenue that everyone talks about. It should be easy for me to set that stuff up, isn't it? It should be just a click of a button. Well, unfortunately, it's not that easy. And there's nothing that you can do. There's nothing that you can do about it other than understanding that it's no different than hiring a professional in any other area. If you don't like doing taxes, or you don't know how to do taxes, or you don't know how to file or cannot file legal documents, you go out and you hire a CPA. You go out and you hire an attorney. You go to the dentist because you can't clean your own teeth. It's just too difficult to get in there. The problem is many web professionals don't get into these areas of the low end because we just know how much time it's going to take somebody who's brand new to this stuff and sit down and teach them all aspects of the internet, social, content management, publishing, marketing. There's a lot here, like all the way down to understanding like what's a payment gateway, right? Do I use PayPal, or do I use Stripe, or do I use Braintree? Like what? And then understanding why there's the different choices. I mean, it is an intense game. We shouldn't expect everybody to understand it, but at the same time, if you're out there starting a business and the business relies on a website that needs to be up and running, done the right way, there's just so much. And for the new entrepreneur, many people, this is their first foray into running a business. If it's your first time getting into it, the technical stuff, you think that it can be done with a few clicks, because so many internet marketers out there, they don't focus on the technicals. You know why? And I've had these conversations with some well-known internet gurus that are out there. They don't focus on the technicals. They say, one, there's no money in it. Two, it's way too hard for them to sell and understand. And number three, they can't support it. But what does that mean? That means the people that are coming into their how to grow your own membership website, how to create a sales page, how to do a blog that makes money. Like, they bring all these people in with these high expectations of how much money they can make, but they're not giving them what it takes for a site to operate, okay? It's unfair for people to think that they can just throw out a website for free to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, even $10,000. Because if you were to go start a real store right? A brick and mortar store. I don't even want to get into it in this video. There's licensing stuff. You have to get a real estate lease agreement. You have to pay taxes. I mean, there's ridiculous amounts of things if you're going to go do the real business way. Why should you expect to not pay or hit any of these things for an online business? It's just unfair to think that way for yourself, okay? For yourself. Again, starting from the payment gateway to the WordPress website, to the theme, to the plugins that you use, to the marketing channels that you connect it to the analytics that you track all this stuff. There's a lot of technical challenges here. And technical challenges might be where you're stuck. Because here's the second problem. The business problem is you don't have a concrete business yet. So the technical side is because everybody runs out and says, give me all the tools. I need all these tools. I need all the shiny tools that everybody's talking about because I see her doing it over there. And I know if she's using that, I'm going to use that for my business. And obviously, this is what I need because she's using it and making $50,000 a month. And I'm going to implement those same tools in my business. Give me them, right? Perfect example would be all of these internet marketers that recommend HostGator. My God, could you please stop listening to these people who recommend a $50 a year hosting account? Use somebody like a SiteGround, like a WP Engine, or a Pagely when you go to host your WordPress site. Somebody who knows what they're doing and is not the cheapest bottom of the barrel because you get what you pay for. Your technical problems will connect with your business problems. If your business issue is you don't have people coming to your website, you haven't properly refined what your product or service is, you don't know who you're marketing to, right? You haven't sat down literally on a piece of paper and drawn out, here is a customer profile, this is what she makes, this is her story. Like, you literally have to sit down and draw out a grid. This is who I'm marketing to, and come up with a story. I'm giving her a name. Her name is Sally Jones. She makes $50,000 a year. She is a part-time legal assistant, and she wants to start up her own creative boutique or whatever that is. Like, make up these stories and say, this is my perfect customer for my product. And you take those profiles of your best customer and you say, can I find these types of people? Like, do they really exist on the internet? Find them, market towards them. But so few people really understand what their business is and what their messaging is, because they're just trying to go to everybody. You're always trying to find somebody new, so you always sort of get lost in that. But the hope is you're going to grow your business that way, by finding new channels, finding new revenue, finding new customers. So it's very easy to get lost, but just understand that when you find yourself getting lost, you have to bring yourself back down to those basics and say, what's the problem with my business? The problem with my business is I'm not selling anything yet, right? So many people spend all this time picking the color blue for their website and getting all these plugins set up, and I need all this automation. You have to just go out and sell. I'm a web guy first and foremost, and I'm saying don't put up your website until you've at least sold something to one person, right? And you understand what that engagement looks like. Because if you go out and try to sell your product, even if it's a membership site, walk outside and say, would you like to buy? Would you pay for this? Would you subscribe to this? Yes or no? How much? And have that conversation with somebody. Take that knowledge that you gained and rinse and repeat that over a whole bunch of other people in person, in real life, right? Get out of your seats and go talk to somebody, and then take all that knowledge and use that to build your website pricing, the messaging, the marketing plan, the growth plan. That's why so many people struggle with their business, because they haven't planned that stuff out. Match that up with the technical issues and it becomes overwhelming, which leads us to the third issue, which are the fundamental issues of your expectations. When you distill it all down, where do you expect to be? Where do you want to go with this business of yours, right? Because again, if your fundamental expectation is this should be easy, get out of the game. There are a lot of success stories out there for sure, but there are 100 times more failure stories out there. People who just hit that home run, or your favorite internet guru marketing person, you see her getting on her private jet That is an outlier. That doesn't happen with everyone. And that is something that they're using to sell to you, right? They're saying, look at me, I hit a home run, I did get lucky, or I did work my ass off and I was able to be successful, because there are those cases out there. It's not all fluff. A lot of people work their asses off and they won, and they rightfully so. But there's some people out there that use that glamour to sell you onto those dreams, as if it were that easy, as if you could be them, and that's what you want to stay away from. The next fundamental thing, when do you hire a professional to help you with this stuff? Because if you find yourself, your business is growing, and if you are doing it so that you are profitable enough to pay yourself and enough to reinvest into the business, it might be time to reinvest on that technical issue. Can you get a better site design? Can you have somebody hook that up into marketing automation and do all that stuff for you, so you're not sitting there in the weeds trying to learn all this stuff? And then maybe on the business side, where you get some creative work done for you, content writing, video stuff, podcasting help, whatever it is. Like, understanding that you can't do it all alone, and you shouldn't do it all alone, because you should be able to bring in other people to help you with your business. And the last thing I would say is keeping a pulse on your business and understanding when it's time to either pivot, increase something that's working really well. So if you've got something that's working really well, don't go chasing another revenue channel just yet, or another product idea just yet. Keeping a pulse on your business and understanding, hey, is it time to pivot? Is this idea dead? Maybe I've been trying for so long and it's just not working. Recognizing that and saying, here's when it's time for me to pivot or change my model, right? This stuff is hard. This stuff takes time. You really have to invest in that stuff. So remember, if you're stuck in a rut, if you've been stuck in a rut, or you're thinking about hiring that internet guru, or you've hired a dozen internet gurus and you still haven't struck or hit that home run yet, and you're going into 2017 and you're thinking, geez, what is it going to take to keep this business going? Pay attention to those three areas: the technical side, the business side, and then your own fundamental expectations for the business. It's MattReport.com. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, thumbs up, like it, share it with friends and family. We'll see you in the next video.
Yeah.